This is the homework for 417, 418, and 419. In problem 417, you need to simplify each of the following equations and solve for x. I want to get the variable to one side. I want to know what x equals. So I'm going to do the inverse property of subtraction, which is addition. So I'm going to add 3x to both sides. I'm adding 3x to both sides because if I were to add x and get the variable to the left side, I'd still be left with a negative variable. So I'm going to bring the variable to the right side of the equation. That creates a zero pair. And we have negative x plus 3x is positive 2x. Still don't have the variable by itself, so now I need to do the inverse property of addition, which is subtraction. And I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides, zero pair. 7 minus 1 is 6. Inverse property of multiplication is division. I'm going to divide both sides by 2. That creates the giant 1. What you do to one side, you do to the other. And we get 3 equals x. And the proper way of writing this would be x equals 3. For problem B, we need to do the distributive property first before we can solve the equation. So the opposite of a positive x is negative x. The opposite of positive 6 is negative 6. The left side has a greater amount of x's, so we're going to do the inverse property of subtraction and add x to both sides. That created a zero pair. Then we have 3x plus x is 4x. Inverse property of subtraction is addition. We add 2 to both sides. 4x equals negative 4. Inverse property of multiplication is division. We divide both sides by 4, the giant 1. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 1 multiplied by x is x. Negative 4 divided by 4 is negative 1. In problem 418, Leah can write a 500-word essay in an hour. If she writes an essay in 10 minutes, approximately how many words do you think the essay contains? The first thing I'm going to do is convert hours into minutes, because we know that she can do 500-word essay in an hour. And then if she writes it in 10 minutes, how many words would it contain? So in 500, if she has 500 words in 60 minutes, we're finding the unit rate. 500 divided by 60 is approximately 8 3/10. So 8 3/10 words per minute. If we multiply that by 10 to find how many she can do in 10 minutes, we get approximately 83. So Leah can read about 83 words in 10 minutes. In 419, you need to copy and complete the table. In red were the missing values. If I look at the input value and then the output value, I can see that the input value is multiplied by 2 and adding 5. If I multiply 10 by 2, I get 20 plus 5 is 25. 6 multiplied by 2 is 12, plus 5 is 17. So 7 multiplied by 2 is 14, plus 5 is 19. So for A, I needed to put it in words. The input value, x, is being multiplied by 2 and adding 5. Part B, I needed to write the rule. And the rule is y equals 2x plus 5, because the output would be 2 multiplied by the input, so 2 multiplied by 5 is 10, plus 5 is 15.